bullish or bearish. Whether you're a rookie trader or a rock star, we believe there's room for everyone. Every Filipino can learn how to trade. We're just your average Joe. But together, let's take advantage of the greatest equalizer of wealth ever, the stock market, where millions can be made and lost in a click of a finger. The journey to trading mastery is a lifetime, and we're here to stay. We are ZFT, and this is where the hot money is.
Yun. So, good evening guys good evening to everyone na nandito ngayon. This is your Ask ZFT weekly podcast natin with your host, Coach Cosmos. And tonight, we are going to interview another trading leader inside TR. So, this is episode number 2 of Trader Chronicles TR edition. So, itong interviewin natin for tonight is hindi siya someone na hindi kilala ng tribe. He's very visible, very engaged in the community, and recently this person was promoted to head representative of the NFT Mavericks or yung tinatawag nating Vanguards. So sa mga hindi nakakaalam at yung mga bagong pasok lang sa TR, you will notice na sobrang daming channels, di ba? Especially sa mga bagong TI graduates dyan. So lahat ng channels na yan, they are made or they are there for the benefit of everyone. Kasi we don't want na limited lang yung scope ng TR, like kunwari PSE lang or US stocks lang. So we want to capture all the trends that are happening right now. And alam naman natin lahat na one of the most prevalent trends in the market is yung NFT. But we'll not just be discussing NFT for tonight. Okay? Ang magiging heart ng discussion natin is really the story behind this trader and kung ano yung naging journey niya from someone who is basically unknown in the trading community to someone now who is spearheading a lot of projects inside TR. So sige, without any further ado, let's welcome Sir James De Jesus. Ayan. Good evening, James.
Good evening, Coach.
Kamusta? Ngayon na lang tayo nagkausap ulit
Oo nga eh.
Sobrang busy na. So
Yes.
ano yung pinagkakabalahan mo lately? I mean, outside of trading muna. Kasi alam naman natin lahat kung ano yung ginagawa mo inside TR na.
Actually, recently kasi, di ba Coach, nung nasa tip pa ako, parang ang introduction ko dun was, I was a PhD student, doctorate na student. So, eventually, after a year of studying, parang nag-isip-isip din ako. May major life decision na rin nangyari from then on to now. Sabi ko, I think I need to focus on what I love doing. So, ayun, I discussed it with my parents. So, sabi ko, I think it would be better for me and it would make me happier if I do what I'm passionate with. So, ayun, stinop ko yung
okay. So, kailan ka lang
doctorate ko? I think wala pang 2 months ago, sabi ko. Kasi I was about to start my research study, dissertation topic. So it's gonna take up a lot of time and then I won't be able to do a lot of trading kasi it's parang kailangan ko pumunta sa site. I have to do all the experiments. I have to be there researching. So sa morning to afternoon, I have to be doing the experiments and then in the evenings, I have to do the research and it takes a lot of time talaga. So sabi ko, it's parang na siya fork road na, parang crossroad na siya na parang I have to decide saan ba ako, where would I want to place my time? Parang ganon. So yun, I weighed down the pros and cons and we decided. And my parents were supportive of my decision that I wanted to pursue my passion in trading and NFTs then, which is actually research heavy rin. So it's still part of what I love doing.
So basically parang yung I don't want to see it as parang you change your passion. Parang na-reallocate lang yung passion mo to something else. Tama ba?
Yeah, same skill set, research,
same skill set.
reading and stuff, but different field siguro ganyan.
Galing, no? So hindi ko to alam kasi hindi na ako na masyado nakapag-update sa TIP batch nyo kasi parang nakita ko na, self-sustaining na yung group nila. And glad na supportive yung parents mo on it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kasi yun yung medyo yung unang sinabi mo sa akin kanina, parang, wala, paano kaya yung magiging response ng family to this? So, buti na lang na ganun, no? Okay,
Yeah.
so that's good to hear. So ngayon, you're full-time trading, tama ba?
Yeah, full-time trading and working on the vanguards and research team of PR.
Sige. So, yung iba dito, hindi talaga alam, no, kung ano yung background mo, anong story mo as a trader. So, maybe you can shed light on that.
Sige, boss. I started with the markets around 2018. So,
Okay.
parang right after college yun eh. Kasi I graduated from college around 2017. And then I worked in a design firm, no? So I was looking into, parang sinare ko dun to sa AG namin na parang sabi ko, hindi kasi sustainable yung pagiging employee. I stumbled upon this book, yung I think lahat tayo, no, yung Rich Dad Poor Dad. Doon
Yeah.
yung employed, self-employed business, investor, parang namula talaga yung mata ko with the yung tax na majority na pupunta sa government, it's cuts, and then the businesses have lower tax fees, and then you'll have yung mga investors that just put the money in a stock, tapos nun aakit na siya, di ba? Parang in a way, parang wala ka masyadong gagawin, it's just passive income, no? Parang so doon ako na-entice with trading. So sabi ko, sige, while I'm doing this employed stuff, I'll just do investing on the side. I'll allocate around, I think, 30% during that time, 30% of my income into investments. Then, yon. So after just a few months, ayun, so nag-allocate ako ng mga stocks dun sa like Jollibee, BDO, ganyan.
Blue chips.
Yeah, blue chips. And meron din ako yung mga mga CHP, mga hype stocks, ganyan. So parang iniiwan ko lang siya doon, long-term investment. I was still with BDO Nomura. I just leave it there, and after a few months, and I was thinking na parang kikita, 'di ba? So after noon, maging negative 30% pa ako pagtingin ko ulit. So sabi ko parang may mali ata akong ginagawa. So I started learning about the markets, trading, ganyan. I started with with Sir MG, Money Growers na YouTube videos, and then from there I started to see Boss Z nung pusa pa siya. Tapos
pusa pa siya, no? Ngayon tao na si Boss.
kita na sa community, and yun, so na-entice din ako sa trading. And at first, syempre, di ba, I'm an achiever kasi during college, and I thought that I can really do this on my own. Talagang I studied it. Sabi ko, I can do this. I'm an achiever. I can milk the markets with my own parang studying, parang ganun. So, then only to find out na hindi pala ganun yung market. It doesn't care who you are, what you do, or how smart you are. It will do what it wants. So, ayun. So, nalugi tayo ulit. And then, fast forward around nung nag-COVID na, this 2020, no? So, I traded for another year. So, 2019 to 2020. 2020, I stumbled upon Blueprint. I enrolled, and then I joined TR around, I think that was July 2020. That's last year lang. So, ayun, doon na talaga nag-start yung parang learning stage ng pagiging trader, and namulat talaga yung mga, lalo na nung starting kasi parang konti pa lang sa TR, 'di ba, yung mga tao, parang focus pa si Boss Yuri and other mentors, and kayo, Boss Cosmos, na parang napagsasabihan pa kami one by one na parang yung mga palo. Kumbaga ni
one-on-one pa that time, no? Kasi konti lang kayo.
Yeah, may mga consultations pa, and ayun, parang napalo rin ako na doon din talaga na-instill na it doesn't matter what you think. The market will always do what it wants, and you really need to be fluid with when dealing with the markets, and you need to parang acceptance of the risk and everything. So ayun, so after the TR, so sabi ko parang I can do this already, and I stumbled upon yung TI or TIP. So I had to decide which one I had to take. So as a numbers guy, I parang actually nung una pala, parang I was going to enroll in TI, pero parang hindi na siya natuloy because of some money problems before that. And then after a few months, parang nabigyan ako ng funds na konti. So sabi ko TI or TIP, I took the TIP route. So ayun, doon ko natutunan yung backtesting and the risk management and everything na fundamentals of trading, psychology, and ayun. So nung natapos ko na yung TIP, hindi pa. May isa pala akong na-skip. What was really the parang turning point was meeting the top traders, yung AG ko.
Yeah, oo, tama.
Yon. So, na-meet ko sila Boss VJ, sila Boss Jake, sila SJ.
Sila yung nag-endorse sa'yo, di ba? Tama ba? Sa
yes.
TRP. Yeah.
Yes, talagang sila yung parang naging ano ko eh. Yun nga, AG. As in, solid talaga nung group, and I was really fortunate enough as a blueprint. Kasi during that time, the composition of AGs were, I think, masterclass, TI graduates, and then you'll have blueprint graduates. So napasama ako dun sa group nila Boss VJ, and talagang solid nung group. Dun talaga na-form yung hilaan pataas culture namin within the group na shinare din namin sa TR. And up to now, even if parang ang dami na naming projects, Boss Jake, mga GL na, tapos mga Mavericks and TLs yung nasa. And I'm really proud of them, and sobrang grateful ko sa kanila. Even though na ganun na, parang ang dami na naming projects, we still try to catch up. And I'm really parang grateful talaga na na-meet ko sila, and ang dami ko pa rin natututunan and up to this point from them. So, cherish your AG talaga, guys. And talagang sila yung parang hihila rin sa'yo pataas. Ayun. So, yun. Doon ko rin natutunan yung parang lifelong learning na mindset. Parang, and another thing is, hindi mo kaya tong gawin mag-isa. Parang you'll always need other people to push you up, and lahat kayo sabay-sabay aakyat, which is I think talagang better sa feeling, no, to be with other people in achieving your goals and success in life. So ayun, so after that, lahat kami nag-TIP na rin na nag-hype type. Itong TIP sobrang ganda nung ano.
Si VJ ata yung nauna, no, sa inyo. Tama ba?
Yeah, I think so. Oo. And then then nasunod na ako, and then nung parang I think na-present ko rin sa inyo, Boss Cosmos, yung parang objective trading step by step.
Yeah.
Parang ganun na ginamit ko using yung AMI broker na backtesting, and if you are able to replicate, parang yung performance mo sobrang laki if you just follow the metrics and the setups of the software. So parang lahat ng sila Boss Jake, ayan, tapos fortunate enough na parang si Boss VJ sobrang generous and paid for half of the TIP na no.
Grabe, amazing talaga yung move ni VJ, no? Hindi ko talaga in-expect yun. Tapos parang 3 kayo, di ba? Tama ba? Or 2?
3 ata sila si Jan, Boss Jake, SJ, tapos si Mike hindi nakasabay kasi parang may work.
Pero sumabay siya, I think, the following batch.
Yeah, the following batch. So eventually lahat din kami TIP. And then ayun, talagang na-addict na rin kami sa pagba-backtesting, sa mga numbers game, probabilities, ano bang win rate nitong setup. And then ayun, actually na-build din namin yung black hole na setup ni Boss VJ through that. Parang rin kami, tulungan din kami on how to really, kasi ang complicated kasi nung setup niya. Parang ang hirap niya i-consume.
Yan yung ginagamit niya sa sa global, yung position trading setup niya. Tama ba?
Yes po. Yan yung yung parang where you enter tapos i-hold mo na lang. But same dun sa niya, parang sa execution niya rin, kasi his setup is 20% profitable, and yung na-find out namin nga doon sa software, it's really around that level. Mababa talaga yung hit rate, but the reward is really big. You just have to cut it small. Ganun lang siya, parang it's a simple setup, and you really have to parang cut it short, if it goes south. Pero malaki yata yung ano ni Boss PJ doon yung risk niya, but the reward is really big. So mataas pa rin yung RRR niya doon. So ayun. So after the TIP, ayun, parang ano pa rin ako kasi proactively ever since from the beginning naman when I entered TI, I'm a proactive student of the markets and I really like to learn a lot. So ayun, I applied for TLA, Trading Leader Assistant, and then fortunately enough, parang nirecommend ni Boss VJ din sa inyo ni Boss Z na maging Maverick ako. So ayun, fortunately na-approve naman, naging Maverick. Then ayun na, parang ano lang, parang what really is the fundamental thing here is yung thirst for knowledge. Parang ayoko rin kasi nagsa-stop na parang I'm learning and I'm earning ganyan, and parang kasi minsan parang we just have to be more of a learner mindset, parang ganon. Kasi ano when we stop parang hindi na, it's not good, parang ganon. So eventually ayun, so up to now ayun, learning pa rin from the markets, kaya napadpad ako sa, aside from PSE, so I started from PSE kasi no. And then I went to US, and then I learned yung Hong Kong. Lahat ng markets, nag-commodities din ako.
Nag-window shopping.
Naglibot ako. Ano bang meron dito sa US? How do I profit from this? How does it move? Then nag-Hong Kong din ako. How does it move? Medyo mas mabagal compared to US. And then we have commodities, iba yung galaw niya. And then we also have Forex. Medyo hindi ako nag-dive deep into Forex kasi parang ranging market and scalping pa nun. So hindi pa ako masyadong sanay. And then I also got into crypto. Parang pinagsasabihan na nga ako nila Boss BJ dati. Parang, bakit ang dami mong markets? Bakit hindi ka ba mapagod dyan or ma-drain na parang iba-iba yung markets mo? Pero during that time, napagod nga talaga ako. Nahirapan talaga ako during that time. But then, eventually, recently, parang naisip ko, it was good then that I ventured into those markets. Because I got to see, kasi yung mga natin, 'di ba, setups natin sa PSE like slingshot or CH, mga momentum or swing setups, similar siya in a way na yung ginagalaw niya sa ibang markets. Ganun din yung galaw. So sabi ko, bakit pareho yung galaw? Only to find out na yung parang deeper psychological reason why the stocks or equities are moving this way is because of market psychology. Doon ko na napagtanto na parang tao rin kasi tong mga to. So lahat to, regardless of the market, regardless of where you are, pare-parehong mindset lang yung nangyayari.
Correct.
Parang yung sa, ang best example nito yung natin, yung A1, 2, 3, 4 setup. Parang doon kasi, di ba, the setup requires a previous run-up. So parang it's yung slingshot pala, no? Yung slingshot requires a previous run up. Tapos parang pag ang tao kasi nakita niya na mahal, hindi pa siya bibili. And then pagka bumagsak siya ng konti, pero meron pa ring gustong bumili, 'di ba? So when it goes to E1, naging trading na.
Okay lang, sige. You can share naman. Part naman yan ng ng backstory mo. Sige, go ahead.
So parang napansin ko, pag pumunta siya sa E1, there's this buying volume. May gustong bumili dun sa E1. So it means that the previous run-up was just, yung sa top nun, parang post lang siya, yung mga tao iniisip, mahal na to. Hindi ko na bibilhin to. And then nung nakita nilang bumagsak ng konti, let's say Feb 382, sabi nila, medyo mura na, pwede na siguro to. So buy sila. And then umakyat, nakita ng mga tao, umakyat, this is good. And then mag-E2 siya, and then magbababa siya ulit ng konti, di ba, sa slingshot. So yun na yung parang pump to papa setup natin, babalik siya ng konti. Parang medyo nagmura ulit, pero kasi may may buying pressure for that coin or stock, no? So parang every time na bumababa siya, binibili siya ng tao. So that's why we want yung nagko-consolidate siya above DB50. Because it means there is strong buying pressure. Parang every time na nagkakaroon ng sale, quote in quote, yung stock, binibili siya ng tao. So doon ko na parang naisip na this is market psychology, and it's really the fundamental principle of trading, and you just have to think how other people think, and you follow how they move and how they parang see the chart, or how they see the stock fundamentally, or they believe the coin is a good equity, or a good stock. So it's gonna buy the dips. Parang ganon. So market psychology talaga, you will see na there's kaya parang kahit even without the fundamental knowledge of what the fundamentals behind the coin is or stock is, parang we can see there is buying pressure, and we'll have a setup for that. So hindi talaga yung setup yung dapat nating tignan eh. It's doon ko na-realize na it's really how people think that you should focus on. Parang regardless of the setup, if it's an A1234 or a slingshot or a CH, these happen because of market participants. Parang ganon. So doon ko na nabuo yung webinar na narrative behind price and RSI. Parang
share mo sa community. Yeah.
Yes po. Parang yun na yung combination of everything I've noticed in the markets, trading, the PSE, US, Hong Kong, and crypto, and it's really about the story behind what's happening, the buying pressure, the selling pressure. It's really all about that, no? Parang yun na yung niya. So ano pa ba? Nabuo ko rin siya because of the crypto scalping, no? AG ko, and ayun, dun ko rin na meet, parang inexplain kasi din ni Boss Z doon that time na about NFTs, and doon nag-start na yung parang sa NFT sa TR, and then a lot of people were really interested, and I got so interested with it just because of the research aspect of being able, kasi sa trading it's more about parang technical numbers ganyan. But when it comes to NFTs, aside from the technical aspect of being a trader, there's this research aspect of understanding the fundamentals behind the game or behind the NFT. So doon ko na parang asaya nito aside from I'm just gonna play, there's this trading aspect na pwede kong i-anticipate saan ako magbebenta of the gains, or kapag bumabagsak na yung coin niya or token niya, pwede ako magbenta dito. Like sa Axie, di ba boss? Pwede mong i-timing yung paglabas ng SLP. So which is also good. So that's the trading aspect. And then there's also the research aspect nung tokenomics nung game. What are the sources of income for the game, and then ano ba yung backing niya, team, a lot of research really, and then macroeconomics of how it would work. So yun, so sobrang enticing niya for me. So kaya ako napunta na ngayon sa NFT. And then naging part ako ng NFT Mavericks. We had the Series 1 and Series 2 investors. And then right now, since a lot of people are really interested with it, we formed the research group together with the NFT Mavericks, no? To provide a service then for the community, where we are going to research about the current and future NFT games in the community. Ayan. Another thing. Yun. So I think that's it. That's the parang buong trading
Cool
journey
story.
ko.
Oo nga eh.
Parang
Wait lang sa mga nakinig kay James, ever since nag-share siya, napansin nyo, yung pinakaunang shinare niya is yung pag-trade niya ng blue chips. 'Di ba? Up to now na nasa NFT na siya. So that's essentially the whole journey of James. So,
yun.
amazing lang kasi like you started with a negative 30% for trading blue chips, tapos ngayon you're doing all these things, 'di ba? It's just amazing what can happen over a span of a year. Tama ba? Lahat yun nangyari over a span of a year or less?
Yeah, from blueprint to now, it's less, I think more than a year na rin naman.
More than a year. Okay. So, meron akong gustong balikan, James, doon sa sinabi mo kanina, no? Yung na-mention mo na overachiever ka. I think you talk about it nung sa academic life mo as a college student. So,
Yes.
yung question ko on that is, how did that affect your trading journey? Kasi ako, personally, I can relate to being an overachiever. Pero yung sa akin kasi, it's not something na parang I wanted to achieve great. It's more of parang hindi siya conscious desire. Parang it's an innate desire sa akin na parang if I'm into something, I want to be on top of it. So parang ganun. So para sa'yo ba, how did that affect? Is it a negative trait or is it something na nakatulong sa'yo?
Nung una, parang nung start ako pa lang mag-trade, parang naging ano talaga siya eh. It's a destructive trait of mine that I really want to achieve a lot of things, and parang hindi kasi ako sanay na parang bumabagsak in a way in trading, 'di ba? Parang ano ba 'to? Lahat ng binibili ko bumabagsak. Enter pa lang ako, babagsak na siya. Meron akong achiever parang I was trained in college, no, in high school din. Parang I achieve parang high grades, parang ganun. And syempre yung sa parents ko, they think na parang 'di ba sa starting parang nag-trading ka and you're a smart person, parang their assumption of me parang I can do this, no, parang I can study it, I can learn it, parang nung nalulugi na ako, parang there's this disappointment in myself na naging destructive na which rippled, nag-domino effect na siya actually during that time na I was trading. Nung nalugi ako, I wanted to trade more. Parang I want to be right.
Parang you want to prove yourself, parang gano'n.
Yes, parang I kept on revenge trading na to the point na nauubos ko na yung dahan-dahan yung port ko. Parang kailan ba ako magiging tama? And when I was right, dun ko masyadong over compensate or parang
it felt good, di ba?
Parang nire-reward ko masyado yung sarili ko for that one winning trade na maganda. So in a way, it's really not a good habit of mine na during that time talagang lahat ng wins ko gusto ko sineselebrate, which is good din naman in the long run. But during that time, naging destructive siya kasi regardless of how much I was losing, as long as I was winning for some
okay ka lang.
trade, okay lang ako. Masaya ako.
Nakaka-relate ako dyan. Yung parang alam mo sa sa journal mo na negative ka, pero basta may isang trade ka panalo, parang ang galing mo talaga, di ba? Parang ganun yung feeling.
Ganon.
Anyway. So how did you overcome that? Kasi I know it's not easy, especially sa mga overachievers dyan. What were the steps you took?
Yun naman yung parang on the flip side, being an achiever, no, parang in-identify ko talaga parang saan ba ako talaga nagkakamali? It's really, yun na yung parang naging strength ko na I'm a learner, no? So i-plug ko na rin yung book ni Mariel na binudol niya yung buong AG namin to buy yung Clifton Strengths. So doon ko nalaman, sobrang talaga eye-opener for me, and it really gave me the idea na I should, kasi ang pagpapalaki kasi sa atin, or most of I think most of the parents na ginagawa is kunyari you have 3 subjects. You have English, you have Filipino, you have science. And then you're really good at math, you're really good at science, but you're not good with, let's say, English subject. Ang tendency, ang gagawin ng parents sa'yo is tuturuan ka, sasabihin sa'yo na i-focus mo yung English subject. Kasi doon ka mahina, doon ka weak. So, yun yung parang mindset na in a way hindi mo parang hindi mo ina-optimize yung strength mo. Kasi you're focusing on the weak strength. Kasi weak ka na nga doon, why would you focus on something that you're weak? So parang dun sa book na open yung eyes ko na why not, if you can do something exceptionally in one thing as if it were really inherent sa you, like math, why not focus on that and then build on that? Focus on the one thing. So another book na naman, the one thing, parang if you combine that, kasi dun sa one thing naman, if you just focus on the one thing that you're good at, talagang yung growth mo is gonna be exponential. Kasi a lot of people parang gusto nila, I can do this, I'm weak in this, I'm gonna study this. Then ang mangyayari sa'yo kasi jack of all trades ka na lang, and it's sometimes good, but most of the time, if you don't achieve mastery in one thing, you won't achieve exponential growth or success in that thing that you really want to do. So, yun yung so going back dun sa Clifton strengths ko, I really focused on the learner aspect kasi yun yung top one ko eh. Yun talaga yung parang strength ko. So the top one was learner, the second one was achiever. So talagang sakto-sakto. Number 3 was futuristic mindset. And then third is intellection, and then number 5 was analytical. So talagang medyo boring, no? Yung mga strengths.
Hindi naman boring. It's more of ano talaga. It's who you are.
Yeah,
So,
it's really who I am, and it's really what I love to do. Most of it are traits for strategic thinking. Strategic thinking talaga. So, yun, I leverage on that. I focused on my strength rather than going into other stuff like dati nung bata ako, sabi ko gusto ko kasi uso nun yung pag-aaral ng gitara eh. Parang pag may gitara ka, marunong ka mag-gitara, cool ka, di ba? Ganun. So, yun yung parang naging mindset ko before. And then right now, after learning all these things, I decided to focus on just a number of things. Which, yun na rin yung nagtulak sa akin to focus on trading. Parang nag-ano na, no? Connect na. That's why...
Spiral down na siya.
Yeah, parang naging chain effect na. So I learned these things. I learned to focus on one thing and be exceptional on a few things. So I decided to focus on trading rather than dun sa research, dun sa PhD ko. So ayun. So
gusto ko yung shinare mo about yung focusing on strengths. Pero ito for those who are here, it doesn't mean na you're focusing on just your strengths na hindi mo ina-address yung weaknesses mo. Kasi in my experience, if your way of focusing on your strengths is really effective, it naturally addresses your weaknesses. Ewan ko if you experience that yourself. Pero kunwari, sabihin natin weak ka sa English, tapos ang strength mo is math. So you focus on math, but you focus on it in such a way na yung methodology mo on learning math is applicable din in learning English. So what happens is parang the moment you start learning or you start addressing your weaknesses, kasi you are in a position na pwede mo na yung gawin, mapapansin mo na madali na lang siyang gawin. Kasi you have the process intact. So, ewan ko, do you have that kind of
yeah,
moment?
actually, parang napansin ko rin siya, no? Parang, when I parang kasi siya parang there's another concept from James what's this name, yung author ng Atomic Habits. It's about systems. So if you're gonna focus on your strengths kasi you'll be able to create systems for that, and it would ripple effect into other aspects of your life.
Yes.
Kasi you're already fixed with parang 'di ba exceptional kasi in one thing, and you're really deep into the systems of it, and it's natural to do those things, and you'll have more time to focus on other things that you're not good at or could supplement what you're already good at. So ganun siya, no? Parang you're building, para siyang foundation Parang in terms of a building, the things that you're good at, your strengths would be your foundation. And then if you have weaknesses or other things that you need to work on, you build on that. Parang ganon. So right now, ang nangyari is I built my foundation, and then doon na ako nagpa-pile up ng mga weaknesses ko. Saan ba ako hindi magaling? Like actually nung before, hindi rin talaga ako magaling sa public speaking It's shy type kasi talaga ako. Talagang hindi ako ganun ka tahimik akong person, and because of trading then and the community, it really build up the confidence for me to really venture into other things. Like I learned to create PowerPoints, I learned to how to prepare for presentations, I learned to be more confident in speaking it in English. Kasi dati puro Tagalog lang talaga ako and then right now parang I'm really building into that na parang I need to be more fluid with how I talk. Kasi nung college, what I do is I always have a script in on hand na parang hindi siya spontaneous talaga. I just keep reading the script. I just keep reading the presentations. Parang hindi na siya so dun. So aside because of that, I was able to build on those weaknesses because I was able to hone my strengths as my foundation. Ganun. Yeah.
Ganda. And yung on top of what James said, also focus on developing yung tinatawag nating exponential skills. Kasi there are a lot of skills that you can learn, pero there is a certain set of skills na pag natutunan mo yon, all other skills, madali mo na lang siyang matutunan. Like for example, sa case ni James, meron siyang research skills, di ba? Itong research skills niya, he was able to develop this as far back as college. Tama ba?
Yes po.
Tapos yung skills na yan, it opened up new skills na ngayon nagagamit niya sa trading and even as an NFT head representative. So, yun yung mga ganun. So, I wanted to ask din, ano yung masabi mo na competitive edge mo as a trader? Like, what makes you unique among all the market participants?
Edge as a trader? I think edge as a trader kasi parang we've always been taught by kayo, Boss Cosmos, lalo na as a risk manager, no? Parang really the edge as a trader comes from cutting your losses short and letting your winners soar.
Yeah, run. Letting your
run.
winners
Yeah. So that's really one of the main edge of being a trader. Parang ganon. So may laging sinasabi yung mga head coaches sa other, like sa YouTube na napapanood ko, no, parang yung mga wealthy traders talaga, they are patient with their winners and they're impatient with their losers. Kasi what the problem with starting traders kasi parang they are impatient with winners. Baliktad yung nangyayari. Parang pag nakita nila na umakyat na yung stock nila, parang you're already up 10% but the setup is still good. They are impatient na gusto nilang kunin kasi there's this mindset na parang baka bumagsak pa or hindi ko ma-take profit. So maka-cut short yung run nung move. And then when it comes to losses naman, nagiging parang masyado silang patient. Baliktad naman.
Baka babalik lang din sa
pag bumagsak na hit na yung cut loss, baka bumalik to. Antayin ko na lang na umakyat pa konti bago ko i-cut. And then it never goes back up and it goes down significantly. That's where losses really blows up the port. And that's really one of the biggest edge of being that a trader could have. It's really to limit the losses and parang kahit ano ka lang di ba? Usually naman it's around 30 to 40% hit rate and you really lose a lot of time. You really lose most of the time in trading. So if you're gonna let the losers run and let the winners take profit at a short time, then you won't be able to compound the gains, no? So ayun.
So ito siya more on the risk management side. What about in terms of like mindset or psychology? Ano yung meron ka na makes you more competitive than the rest of market participants? Like for instance, ako, if I might share, masabi ko na yung edge ko is I have this macro mentality when it comes to my trading. Dati wala ako nun, but na-develop ko siya over time in such a way na umabot sa point na parang each trade, parang wala akong pakialam. Na parang kung anong mangyari sa kanya, whether panalo siya or talo, parang okay lang sa akin. Pero nagkakaroon ako ng concern when I see a group of trades na hindi siya nag-work to my advantage, which should be the case, right? Kasi if you're trading, you don't want to be focusing or putting too much emphasis on every single trade na ginagawa mo. It should be on a series of trades. So yun yung sa akin. What about sa'yo?
Parang more Siguro more of the intangibles.
Yeah, more on ganun, like patience. Do you count yourself as someone who's very patient?
Um,
Or,
siguro ang edge in a way, ito yung parang ang tagal ko rin na bago ko natutunan eh. Kasi lagi ito sinasabi ni Boss VJ sa amin. Ito rin kasi yung parang edge niya. I think he also discussed this during the Mavericks meeting
yeah,
the other. Yeah, ito kasi yung talagang pinakamalaking factor when it comes to trading, and it's the abundance mindset.
yun.
Yun talaga yung parang what sets a trader apart from others is that he has this, or he or she has this mindset na there will always be opportunities, and no matter what happens, whether you fail, it's there's only two sides of the coin eh. It's either you win or you learn. So with that mindset, no, as long as you are learning and you have this passion or thirst for knowledge of executing trades and then reflecting on them, diagnosing them, you synthesize, you evaluate them, and then you recognize what went wrong and what needs to be done to make it right in the next trades, and you improve on that, parang you'll have this mindset na magkakaroon ka nung mindset na regardless if I lose, it's a learning process for me. I'm still learning. It's a process. It's parang regardless of what happens, parang abundance mindset, no? Parang nalayo ako dun sa abundance mindset eh.
Tama naman. Parang regardless of what happens, there will always be opportunities. Parang ganun.
Yeah, yun. So, parang yun din yung another thing na tinuro sa amin ni Boss BJ. Just make sure that no matter what happens, whatever you put in the market, if you lose everything, you can cover it.
And
Kaya,
doon din papasok yung risk management na losing only what you can afford.
Yes, tama. So, parang if you're putting in money, parang na-discuss din ni Boss Yuri to the other day dun sa FGD with the new August TI, the other week pala, no, this yung FGD nila. Parang if you have this mindset na you're going into the markets with the mindset na I need to trade kasi I need to pay for something, or I need to earn this amount of money, parang ganun, you want to take money from the markets, parang dun pa yung magiging sabotage sa trading mo, kasi it's the opposite of abundance mindset eh. Parang you're really scarce talaga sa resources mo, and you're trying to milk the market when the market doesn't care what your situation is, kasi it's the market eh. The market will always be right, and no matter your situation, if you want to milk the market, you have to be respectful of the market. Kung anong gusto niya ibigay sa'yo, yun lang yung ibibigay niya sa'yo. So don't be greedy, and just follow that train of thought na parang ano pa rin, it's more of a process na hindi basta-basta yung pag-trade, kasi it's parang yung ganun yung ano. I think I'm rambling already na.
Yeah, tama.
Yun,
I wanted to add on that kasi yung abundance mindset, guys, it's easy to comprehend na the market has a lot of opportunities, pero syempre it's easier said than done eh. Kasi hindi naman yan pwede na parang i-turn off mo lang sa utak mo na sige, magkakaroon na ako ng abundance mindset kasi yun yung sabi ni James or yun yung sabi ni Coach Cosmos. It's not the case. So ito yung suggestion ko or advice to people who are having a hard time on this required mindset to trade. So kanina, merong nagpa-consult sa akin. I'm not going to say who. Part din siya ng TR. And yung glaring problem niya sa trading niya was more on the pressure to earn. And I know many of you here can relate to that. Yung parang you want trading to, in a way, save you from financial distress. If you have that kind of mindset or status as a trader, it's going to be very difficult for you to be consistent. So, tinanong ko siya, sabi ko, ano yung vision mo ba as a trader? Okay? What's your long-term goal. And sabi niya, ang long-term goal niya is gusto niyang maging full-time trader. And I thought it was a good goal, but it was very limiting in a way. So sabi ko sa kanya, why not ganito, no? You know na you have this problem in terms of the pressure to earn. And that leads you to not having that abundance mindset. Kasi having an abundance mindset requires you to be fully open to all the opportunities out there. Pero useless lahat ng opportunities na yan if you don't have the skills. Right? So, ang ginawa ko is, sa personal trading journey ko, what I did is, I know that trading is a good way to compound my money. Pero, somewhere in the middle of my journey, nag-shift yung perspective ko sa trading. From something na bibigyan ako ng pera, I saw it as something na bibigyan ako ng new set of skills. Okay? So, with that shift, ang daming nangyari. So, for example, because of trading, I was able to develop my skills for pattern recognition. Ako guys, no, personally, I'm not really fond of patterns or yung mga problem solving, puzzle solving. Hindi ako mahilig dyan. But because of trading, na-develop ko yun. And because of trading, medyo gumaling ako sa Excel, Microsoft Excel. Because of trading, natutunan ko paano mag-code. So it was all because of trading na na-develop ko yung mga skills na yun. And those skills, ang nagbigay sa akin ng way to open new opportunities. And with those opportunities came the abundance mindset. So what I'm trying to point out here is, if you want to have an abundance mindset, you need to develop the skills para mabuksan yung mga opportunities na yun. And dito din papasok yung sabi ni James na you have to know kung saan ka magaling. Okay? And you have to know, if I'm good at this, how can I capitalize on this? How can I, to put it in a, yung tipong blunt, straightforward manner, how can I monetize? How can I monetize those skills? Because if you have a way to monetize your skills, and let's say you're losing in trading, because that's part of the journey, right? Na magsisimula ka talagang losers, you won't be worrying too much about the loss kasi alam mo sa sarili mo na, okay lang, I have the skills, I can do this and that, magaling ako dito, I can monetize this, and compensate for those loss as you are journeying towards consistency. So, does that make sense to you guys? Or sa'yo ba, James, does that make sense?
Yes, boss. Talagang yun nga. Pasok na pasok talaga. Actually, yun nga, no? Nabuo yung idea behind having the abundance mindset. And it's really about skill building and capitalizing on what you are good at. Kasi yun nga nagre-ripple effect siya into other things, and it's gonna give you more opportunities, and those other opportunities would cover up for, let's say if you're gonna lose, no? Parang ang hirap kasing trading lang yung only source of income mo eh.
Exactly.
Parang if it's all coming from trading and you go through, and we know this from backtesting, no? There will come a point na magkakaroon ka ng losing streak. And if yun lang yung source of income mo and wala nang pumapasok na pera sa'yo, scarcity mindset ka na kagad, di ba?
Parang walang point na mag-abundance mindset ka if alam mo na, ano ba yan? Parang wala naman akong pinangkukuhan ng abundance. Right?
Yun nga. So, when that point in time na magkaroon ka ng losing streak and you have these other businesses, like yung sa inyo, Coach CK, parang you still have this Minerva, you have TIP, you have all these other businesses from ngayon yung sa Axie, you have that all other sources of income. Yes. You'll be able to have this mindset na nagka-loss ako dito, it's fine. I have other sources of income which will in turn help you in trading kasi meron ka abundance mindset. So ayun, ang ganda lang kasi na nabuo natin yung
kaya nga naano ko lang no with our conversation here, parang siguro it's just one way of reminding people in TR, yes, we are trading republic, pero it doesn't mean na we are all about trading. Kasi always remember guys, trading is just a means. Means lang yan. Honestly, you cannot have fulfillment in trading. And I'm saying that as a full-time trader? Parang kung yung source of fulfillment mo is being a full-time trader, getting all the money from the markets like crypto, 100% yearly ka, and all these other opportunities, at the end of the year, you will feel empty. Totoo yan. Yung fulfillment mo, makukuha mo lang yon if you begin to compound your finances into other activities that you're passionate about. So if you're passionate, let's say, ito a very far-fetched example. If you're passionate with dancing, how can you use trading how can you leverage on your trading skills para magawa mo yung passion mo for dancing without worrying about your finances? Diba? That's the kind of goal or vision na dapat meron ka as a trader. So, ayan, TikTok daw. So, yan, kung passionate ka, kung TikToker talaga yung end goal mo, no? So, how can you use trading para magawa mo yung TikTok, mo? Or, social media influencer? So, ayun. Anyway, James, may, pa ako sa'yo. I think, last question. What is your vision for TR and as a trading leader, of course, and what's your personal vision?
For TR, siguro na lang, hawa-hawa na lang din siguro with the community and how really the culture has been built with everyone, and we're advocating to have this aside from the abundance mindset for the entire community. We're really trying to advocate for building outside of the trading republic, so to help a lot of people. And I'm really envisioning for TR to, aside from helping its citizens, is really to expand it to all other people who have been affected by, let's say, typhoons or calamities that are unfortunate, and it's not really their fault that these things happen. And I am with TR in really advocating to help those in need. And yun yung parang nagiging vision ko, aside from the abundance here in the community. We're really gearing towards a more globalized way of helping other people, ganun. So yun yung parang nagiging vision ko for TR. And then as a trading leader, I want to parang yun nga, hawa na rin to other people, hilahan pataas aside from that, to really go for really helping other people. So yun yung parang vision ko as a trading leader here.
Isingit mo na din yung ngayon na you're head of the NFT Mavericks or Vanguards. Ano ba yung mo diyan? Advocacy mo or vision for the project?
So yan, so plug na rin natin the ZFT Vanguards really is for the community na in such a way that we'll be doing the research. We've already started training with Miss B, so the very generous, the Queen Miss B,
hidden gem natin.
Na tinuruan kami, nagkaroon kami ng training, and we really got an eye-opener on how to do these research moving forward. And we want to extend this to the community by providing detailed what do you call this, assessment of the NFT games, so that we can be able to be more equipped in a way para to decide on which games we want to invest in and how much capital will be needed, all these things na numbers, so that's really the goal, to provide for the citizens of the TR. So yun ang ZFT Vanguards.
And the community will know more about this project over the next few weeks. So abangan nyo lang. Ayan, si boss may may mga pasabog pa siya. So abangan nyo sa town hall meeting natin kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Okay, and
I can do a spoiler today.
Sige boss. After lang ng final words ni James.
Sige.
So next, James, is yung personal vision mo. So ito naman more on ikaw as a trader. What do you want to achieve through trading and beyond?
So for myself, it's since the beginning naman, it's really about achieving financial freedom. As a lot of traders naman, this is really the goal, and to help our family members, our friends, our loved ones, really to help them financially. And as a trader, as someone who's now a full-time trader, this is still my goal. I haven't really reached what I've intended from the beginning. So I'll still continue on achieving that goal. And of course, as much as possible, I have to parang keep that discipline of being a lifelong learner. So as a goal, I think nung start of the year, we had this goal setting with Boss Yuri, no? Parang what are the few things that you want to achieve in the coming year? And I think we're on track naman with some of those line items. And what we also listed down the goals for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years. And I'll just keep those to myself, no? Parang they are really personal. And so for myself, yun lang talaga, lifelong learning. And I really want to vision myself helping other people here in the community. And I'm really passionate with all the projects that are going on. So yeah, yun. So yun yung vision ko. In a way, it's a general statement, but yeah.
Ganda. So last, James, is eto, word of advice or words of advice to our community.
For the community, as an advice, no, especially for those who are starting in trading, who are new to it, to the craft, let's say maybe 6 months or just a year into the markets and really not that into what's really happening, no, in a macro scale. So my advice is to take it slow, enjoy the process, but do it fast. So
take it slow,
parang
do it fast.
Parang what does take it slow mean? Parang enjoy the process, focus, don't focus on the process, don't focus on the profits pala, but these things follow if you do the right if you build the right system for it and you follow the process. But at the same time, do it fast. In a way, parang have a goal siguro, kasi when you do goal setting, you always have a time frame. Kasi other people think na I've been trading in the markets for 5 years, but you haven't really been trying to improve on doing that. So parang parang the 5 years went on passing by, parang yun na, tapos na siya. But if you have a goal, you fix it into 1 year. Let's say every month, backtest ako ng 100 charts. Be as specific as possible with the goals, and eventually you'll come up with a system, and then the system would lead to actions, and then to create more goals, and then more systems. And the more systems, yun nga, as we've been discussing from the start, is these systems would be your foundation to build more skills in the future, which you can capitalize on, which eventually you'll be able to monetize on those skills that you've already honed based on the foundation. So focus really on the foundation that you've built, no? So ayun.
Ganda. Yung version ko naman nun is parang macro mindset, micro effort. Parang have that long-term mindset, but in terms of your effort, you have to really put in all the work every day, every hour, every second, without, of course, compromising other things like your health and your relationships. So, yun. Okay, so I think that's it. But before we end, guys, ayan, since nandito na din si Boss Z and part din siya ng nung NFT movement natin inside PR, ano ba, boss, yung niluluto natin for our community?
Well, siguro I'll just focus on the NFT maps, tsaka yung nangyayaring with the NFT boom, kasi with the rise of the utility of NFTs, and as I dig really deeper into how this whole thing is, ang daming possibilities talaga of moving forward. Like, there's a lot of services that are going to be disrupted and a lot of innovation that's going to be happening. And so how I see things, kasi this is going to be in line as well with James, and I think na-share ko rin to with the NFT Mavericks or some of the group within the admins. But just to let people know here as well, since andito kayo, for showing up. how I see this is we're gonna be creating our own sustainable rack. It's kind of like a foundation, right? Because we have been challenged. Like, how do we help a lot of people gain some kind of financial freedom, or how do we make people make money without learning how to trade? Because I mean, let's face it, not a lot of people are willing to learn how to trade. Ang iba gusto lang nila maglaro lang tas kikita na sila. And this is the perfect opportunity. Like NFTs has granted that to everyone. Gaming, art, mostly it's really gaming and art. Like if you're a creative, diba? Like siguro in our generation, we have been heavily discouraged to taking any form of social or art education. Go for doctorates, go for lawyers, go for. I mean, I'm not saying that these are bad, because these are, of course, a necessity in the society. But I mean, if you're the person who loves art, I mean, this is your type of shine. You have to look into NFTs. Of course, it's going to be magkakaroon niya ng boom and bust. Like, I'm very grateful for Bianca that she really introduced NFTs to us. Kasi I really wanted to get into it, but I didn't know who to ask. And in the crypto space, it's just, you don't know who to trust. You can be scammed by some stranger asking for your seed phrase, and you didn't know that that was something that you shouldn't be doing. But just to keep it short, like how I see things is that finally we'd have a sustainable rack. We would be bridging investors and people who just love to play games and wanting to make a living out of it. So kasi marami dyan gusto lang maglaro, wala namang capital, di ba? But has really good potential. I mean, gaming is a form of art. At least that's how I see it, di ba? Parang it's stress relief as well. So ang daming ways to look at it. But just imagine what they have accomplished with ZFT Mavericks, di ba? I mean NFT Mavericks. Last month, although sobrang ganda ng timing, we were able to make 31% for investors. So yeah, ZFT Corp was able to make 31,000 USD. 31 ba? Basta pa, sorry, not 31. But 300, and that's a lot of money for 1 month. And with that money, I mean, I've always said this with the community. If ZFT is gonna win, this community is going to win. So parang ang nakikita ko is, how do I make a lot of money in a very short time frame, so that if we can sustain, like for example, a lot of people here are doing it for free. Not a lot of people are getting paid, right? And somehow it pains me. Kasi gusto kong, hey, hanap tayo ng way para kumita tayo lahat. But finally, here's this avenue wherein we can make money. I mean, even if you don't trade, even if you just play the games that you love, you're gonna create money. And not just that, parang you're gonna learn a lot of life skills. I mean, look at James, right? Parang from trading blue chips to right now, he's one of the project heads in NFT Vanguards. And I'm just wanting to showcase this. Like, I'm pretty sure for every project head, for every volunteer who has been in our projects, your growth has been tremendous. Parang no doubt, this is something that's a trend in TR, and that's something that we want. And as I notice with the crypto communities that's been happening, the big communities, they're not really, when I say big, it's like it's a community of small people but big capital, and they share information, they leverage on their skills, their abilities, so that lahat sila magpapayaman, di ba? Like, they put something to the table, and everybody gets to benefit. And I think that's what's happening right now in TR. Parang, yes, we're investors, but at the same time, we get to help other people from our skills, from what we know. From the research team, like Bianca has done a great job, and she's replicating it to the NFT Mavs. And I mean, ako isa sa mga nag-benefit talaga dun kasi yung Mobox, di ba, parang nag-times 10 yung investment ko, like 1.4 million times 10, ganun, tas passive income pa. And I wanted to share that to other people as well, na parang, hey guys, wake up, look at this. diba? There's NFT is just one. It's just gamifying what crypto has to offer. There's also staking. There's also ICOs. There's a lot of things that this community is parang, if only you guys can see, di ba? Parang what I'm seeing and what the NFT maps are seeing. That's why they're there. And that's why parang we're all here for the long haul. And I just, parang I'm just really at a loss of words na parang, guys, stick to TR. I don't think a lot of other communities out there are doing the same thing. Not that I'm trash talking other communities, but I'm saying you have a gold mine over here. You want to leverage what you have in TR, right? So yes, you build up your skills in trading because you're gonna be needing that. Yung sinasabi ni James, right? Na do it slowly, process first, but do it fast. Pag nakita mo yung opportunity, puruhan mo. Huwag mong pakawalan. And I feel that a lot of people in TR are not leveraging on what you have here in TR. Like, don't just do it for the quick buck. Process, and you're gonna be reaching that. Kumbaga, you already have a great network, a great mastermind community here. Nakikita ko sa iba, you just really want to make money. You want to get the setups. That's it. And parang ayaw nyo mag-level up, or you want to skip corner. You want to cut corners. Like I always say to people, you do the right thing. Don't cut corners. I mean, even the level up system, there's a lot of loopholes, right? Do the right thing. How you do these things, even kung gaano kaliit, that's going to reflect how your work ethics is going forward. And I'm just saying na parang, guys, wag niyong pakawalan kung anong meron kayo sa TR. Explore. Go to the PSE channels. Go to the crypto, even sa global. You have a lot of people here who have great success stories already in the making. I'm not sure if you have seen yung mga leaders now. Look at what they've been posting. I-search yung mga pangalan nila. Tingnan nyo nung first na pasok nila sa TR. Tingnan nyo kung anong pinagtatanong-tanong nila sa consultation, kung anong mga questions nila. Tingnan nyo how much they've grown in just a short amount of time. And parang huwag kayong mahiya. Ask. Because eventually, the more that you engage, the more that you're gonna grow. So, to people who are, let's say, saying na parang, wala namang silbi itong ginagawa ko sa TR. Like, ba't ang daming requirements? Ba't ganito? Ba't ganyan? Ba't kailangan ko pa magbayad? Lahat yan pinag-isipan. I mean, this community is designed so that everybody is gonna benefit even kung anong level ka. I mean, di ba sinabi ko naman sa inyo lahat. Even all the leaders, yes, we get paid yung mga employees ng ZFT, but we're all paid minimum. But in TR, we still have to pay. Di ba? Hindi kami exempted. We want to go through the same process as everyone else because we want to show everyone who's getting into TR what the possibilities are if you just follow the process. So show up, work hard, you're gonna make it. Thank you.
Ganda. Thank you, boss. And I think yung lahat ng sinabi ng boss, James is one of the living examples inside TR. And nila si James, kahit ako personally, from someone na parang gusto ko lang yumaman, gusto ko lang dumami yung pera ko, to someone na nag-shift yung goals, nag-shift yung objective in life from wealth to just developing skills and learning the process. That's something that you can learn with the right community. And hopefully, guys, you all see TR as the right community. Para sa'yo ba, James, is TR the right community? Siyempre naman, di ba?
Siyempre.
No question.
TR forever.
TR forever. Sige. So I think that's it, guys, for tonight. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming to our Ask ZFT podcast. Thank you din, James, for accepting my invite, no, sa session na to, sa episode na to.
No problem, boss.
Okay, so abangan nyo, guys. Next episode natin, we'll be interviewing more trading leaders inside TR. baka may request kayo kung sino yung gusto nyo. You can message me personally para mabudol natin yung mga tao na yan. And yun, hopefully we can learn more from these people. So sabi nga ni boss, diba, we have a gold mine here. Let's capitalize on that. Thank you and good night. So enjoy the rest of the evening.